What is going on, everybody? Patrick Quick here, and as you can see, I'm in a new studio. I finally got a room situated. It's going to be fixed up a little bit differently than it looks right now, but it's a work in progress, and I hope the setting is a lot better and the lighting will become a lot better as well. Yeah, that incense just went right in my face. Anyways, today we're going to be going over the Monsterbass bag for March and April. See, I already unboxed or unbagged my bag because my wife wanted to peek at it when it came in the mail. And I was holding off to do it because I had heard that the bag material was going to change for April. So I wanted to do both of them at the same time and kind of give a bag review of like the consistency and the quality of the bag, which one seems like it may be more durable or if they're both trash. And then we're going to take a look at the lures, obviously, from both March and April. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get the Monsterbass for March. Now, when you order the Monsterbass boxes, when it's time for the box to come up, sometimes they are like, hey, here's an email and you can add a few things to your order on a discounted price. So I did do that with this bag. I may have did it with the next bag, I'm not sure. But I did it with the Lunker Candy smaller lipless cranks. And the reason I did that is because they're a little bit smaller in profile. They're the LC55. I don't really have much Lunker Candy stuff, and I wanted to have the variety pack that they had because the colors actually look really nice. Now, going into this bag right away, it is a thicker material. This is what it looks like. It's got some dust on it because it's just been collecting some dust, I guess, but it seems thick. It seems pretty well built, but it does seem like the type of material or plastic that if it were to get cold, it would be brittle, and it may end up having some stress cracking that would happen in this type of material. So this type of bag material I would probably only use for like the summer, spring months, where the weather's warmer, going into fall, but not like the freezing cold temperatures in winter. That would be my recommendation for this bag specifically. Stitching looks pretty decent. I don't see any loose strands or anything like that being frayed off that I can tell. That's another thing I like to look for. If I see those, more likely than not, they will come undone and suck. Hopefully the stitching up here is pretty solid. By peeling it back here and looking, it does seem pretty secure. However, it looks like it may be able to come apart quite easily. But enough about the bag. Let's go ahead and start getting into the stuff that's inside the bag, which is what I'm most excited for. So I'm going to start by taking out these little Lunker Candies. So right here we have, there is something in this bag that has a potent smell. It just came full force. So we have the LC55, like I said, lipless crankbait by Lunker Candy. This one here is the bluegill color. Really nice little color, like the little small size it has. This one here is a blue chrome, another really nice coloration that is known to just slay fish. And then we have the chartreuse shad. This one's definitely going to be used in the river. I could see pike grabbing a hold of this, walleye, smallmouth, largemouth, large crappie. And then this one here is another one that's really good for now in the spring. And this is crawdaddy, this red coloration. This is going to be a nice little one right now. So those were the Lunker Candies that I had picked out as extras for my bag. Now let's go ahead and get into what was actually in the bag. First thing we have here is a Rudweiser sticker. Hammerhead 1.5 silent. This is Alex Rudd edition. Really nice looking crank. It is the Juice Craw. Silent. Not extremely silent. You can still hear a little bit there, and I am holding on. So it's still got some knock to it. Very low in pitching, but it's not completely silent. But there it is right there. It's got that nice green on the top there, and that salmon-esque kind of coloration into the body with the little patterns of the stripes. Really nice looking crank. Gonna be really, really awesome to use. Oh, here it's got a really nice pink belly on it. It's gonna definitely be one. Oh, those hooks are very sharp. It's gonna be one that's gonna be used definitely right now during the springtime. It's got some of that green that's in there is more natural, like the panfish, and the other coloration as well. So even though it says Juice Craw, it mimics panfish that are going to be around and spawning soon as well. So you kind of get the best of both worlds in a sense. I don't really see how it imitates a craw as much as it does a baitfish, except for like the little striping patterns that it has on it. That's my personal opinion on it, because I don't really see any crawfish around that are that coloration. But if they're going just by the pattern, I can see that possibly being the reason why it's called Juice Craw. Still a good color pattern, and it will be thrown and put to good use. Excited to try it. Hooks are very sharp. The next one that we have is the KVD 1.5 in Phantom Watermelon Red Craw. And I'm just gonna have to go ahead and rip this open and get it out of here. There's that guy right there. See-through. I like that a lot. That green watermelon color. That red that's see-through. This is silent. That's just the that's just these clanging up against there. Really nice looking crank. Definitely looks more like a craw in the color pattern that this one is. And when it's shown through the light in different ways, the colors blend and give it another tinge, like an orangish tinge. It's really nice. Really, really dig that. Really, really awesome looking bait. It's got that red flake there in the top too. Next up, we have the Pro Point worm hooks, and the size is a 3/0. It's handwritten on there. Now, from what I understand, this box is all stuff that was used by the pros to win tournaments. Let's get these little cards out here real quick. Bassmaster Classic winners. That's what's in this bag. These are the Hale Crawworm. They don't really have a smell to them, and this is what they look like. That nice watermelon looking color. Watermelon seed. It's a good looking bait. Apparently this was good on its own and won, and it also was paired up with this jig here that's in this month's bag for March. These were revived, I guess, by Monsterbass. So that was really cool when I had heard that little tidbit about it. Always nice to see old school soft plastics that, you know, basically were retired winners come back to life and be able to be used once again. And it's really cool the way that it looked with the worm crawl combination. It's really different. Definitely would be able to do a lot of variations with that nowadays as well, whether it just be on a normal hook or as a jig trailer. This Stanley jig says assorted colors, but it's got some red in there. We'll just go ahead and take this out too. Boom. It's got that red in there with that green and the black striping. It's got a nice circle hook, weed guard, nice little jig with a big poofy skirt. It's going to give a big profile, and with that hail crawl in the back of there, that thing will look sick. Next thing we have is some Trilene XL Smooth Casting 12 pound, super strong by Berkley. This obviously is a tournament angler's best friend in a sense. Trilene has been used for a long time. My grandfather used it. That's what we used. I still have some to this day. And I think I have some right behind me actually in the invisible green kind of coloration, and a 14 pound. But all around good line. It's kind of nice to have more line. Line's not cheap, especially if you get better stuff, which I did pick up some, which is going to be coming in future videos. The next thing we have in here are the Power Bait Chigger Craw. This is what I'm smelling. That's definitely what I'm smelling. Holy smokes, these are potent. These are more potent than some of the other power baits that I've smelled. Holy smokes. It's like a very shrimpy, like shellfish type smell. But there's the Chigger Craw. It is green pumpkin. For a minute there, I thought it was by the barcode, but it wasn't. Really nice looking. Definitely gonna be really, really awesome. Let's get these appendages split here. There we go. Nice little small craw. It'll be good on the back of a jig, or it'll be good by itself. It'll have some nice action with those claws flapping around. They're very long, they're thin. They're probably gonna have a nice action. I'm not sure if this is buoyant or not, so I'm not sure if the claws will float or not. But if they don't, it'll still have a good hop as it goes through the water. Let's get these away before I stink up everything around me. Whew. And then we have the Gambler Go Fish Bacon Rind. And this looks like it is a June bug. Definitely a June bug. Look at that. It's got some little wings on there. It's not been treated very nicely. That one's kind of wonky. And then, of course, these little wings here into that curly tail. Really nice color, really nice looking bait. It'll be fun to throw and see how the action is on it. Love the green in there. They also have a weird smell to them. So the combination of the Gambler Bacon Rind and the Chigger Craw definitely have my fingers, this room, and this bag with a slight smell going on. Again, there's the bag. Now let's do April's month. They come in this nice bag here now. So we're gonna go ahead and get this open. Looks like I ordered a few things extra, like I did with the prior one. Some Super K jigs. I needed some more net heads. Those are the shroom heads. I like the way that they looked, that green pumpkin color. And then I grabbed another one of these Slick Stick 110s. I love the way this looks. I love that baby bass pattern on there. Really, really awesome. Is this the one where Messer Baits collabed with them? Maybe not. I'm thinking of another one that had a bass pattern like this that I believe Messer Baits did the custom pattern on that came in the Monsterbass, and it looked really, really good. I really digged it, and this one is no different. Really, really dig that color. It is in baby bass. So let's go ahead and get this bag out. And this bag definitely is different material. It is very, very flimsy compared to the other one. The plastic is very soft. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but there is a nick in the plastic already, which means that this is not going to be very durable. It's already being scratched up and getting little puncture marks in there. So this bag will not be very good for these baits that are in boxes in here, but it may be okay for soft plastics. It's got a mark here. So far, I don't know if I like this bag better or not. I'd rather just take my chances with this bag and keep it in the right type of temperature, because like I said, the puncture marks that are already in here aren't looking too good. It's pretty beat up. You can see all the scratches in there. But let's go ahead and get into here. Tells you what's in here. Not too worried about that because we're about to look at it together. Got a bass hick or bashik, I don't know how you pronounce it. Bass grenade sticker, that's pretty cool. First thing that we got in here, we're going to take a look at, well, I guess two things because these are coming out too. We'll get these out of the way. A little 2-pack of Mustad red hooks. Red's thought to be a nice little addition if you switch it out on crankbait, a jerkbait, something with treble hooks. A lipless for that spring bite kind of gives them something else to focus on and keel in on. So if you have it in the front, they'll more than likely get a better hookup ratio. And in the sense, that's what the red hook's thought process is, basically. So then we have these little fork bait, 3 inches by Chase Bait. Don't have much by Chase Bait. The more I look at their stuff, I like it. It says it's scented. It doesn't have a very potent scent. It's not bad at all, actually. Oops. But they are coming out of the little packaging because it doesn't have a cover. Alright, so here's one of these right here. And I can already tell that this is going to be a smallmouth slayer. That slight rose pink. Love that. Those little angry eyes, those are really, really cool as well. And then, of course, it has the little fork tail. It's a little bent up, so you can't see it. There is a little split right here, too, so you can put the little jig through there and text pose it. Or if you have a tiny little EWG hook, you'll be able to do that just like that. Really, really cool looking little bait. May end up using these as a drop shot because they're so little. And depending on how that fork is, it might even be good as a Ned with a very tiny head on it, like a 1/16 or something like that. Let's try to get these back in the package real quick. This little guy's still trying to escape. They'll just have to sit in there like that. I ain't gonna fight it. Next, we have some X-Zone Adrenaline Claw. I can't speak. X-Zone Adrenaline Craw. It's California 420 for the color. And this one says floating claw. See, I can't speak today. Floating claws. Let's pop that up. Bloop. Do these pop too? Oh, shoot. Alright, so these are even split. So you got 2 little antennae, and then you've got the claws here, nice little appendages here, kind of like a centipede, and the body is not very thick. Seems like it may be pretty durable. Doesn't really have a bad smell, just smells like regular plastisol type of deal. I love the coloration though. Definitely going to be a hitter. And I like, again, how it says floating claw right on here, which means when this is rigged, Texas style, or even if you put it on a bigger Ned, you're going to see this thing go down, and these are going to suspend and float like this, and then you'll pop it, and obviously it'll go back down, and then they'll float back up as it sits there. which may make your bites happen when you're sitting still. So maybe a slower play on these is going to give the most bite possible. Really, really cool. I love the ridges on here too. It's going to kick really, really well on that pop. So far, my favorite thing. Next, we have a Blue Sexy. It's another slick stick, 110. Really nice looking. Oh, it's got that red treble on there, and so did the other one. That's what I was talking about with those red trebles, where the idea is they can hone in on that hook because it's slightly different in color, may represent a bleeding bait fish or something like that, and they will keen in on that one and go for that, giving you a better hookup because they're going to go more towards the front of the bait, which gives them the best hookup possible because all those other hooks will follow. If it misses, it'll basically swing it around. You may foul hook it or something like that, but it will definitely increase the hook setup if they go for that specific treble. Next, we have an extra deep XD series, 3XD, 10 to 12 feet in the Summer Sexy Shad. Get that out of here. And there that is. Really nice looking. It's going to dive very, very well. It's got this nice cupped little spoon. It's going to dig down in there. It's going to be real nice, and then it'll level out right at that depth where it's supposed to go, that 10-12. It'll be nice to hit deeper pockets on the river, a little bit deeper spots in the lake. I like how it doesn't necessarily look like the Sexy Shad. It's more toned down. It's not that brighter blue. It's not that super streak of chartreuse that's bright, and it's not as white of a belly. I really like that more toned look. I think it's going to better mimic some of the bait fish that are around, especially the springtime with the hatches. So really, really cool. Next, we have some Thunderhawks. I believe I've opened these in other types of boxes. I believe even maybe some of the MTB boxes from Walmart. This one is green pumpkin, even though it looks more like a watermelon seed to me. But I definitely like the green pumpkin head on it, or it's got what I call the disco ball coloration. It's basically every single color glitter in the head there with the eyeball looking the same. They do have a nice hook ratio that sticks out there, so you do have quite the opportunity to get that right in the roof of the mouth or wherever they end up getting stuck at. And these are sharp, and I like how it has, you know, that nicer shank, and then it cuts into this deep little groove. So it does have a nice little groove there that it'll sit in. A little bit harder for them to shake it off. These aren't too bad looking. One thing I do want to try, and if anything, if I don't like the way that the paddle tails on these actually perform, I will probably be using a 6 Sense Divine swim bait on the back of there, and I can always take a pair of scissors and kind of angle cut it so it will sit just like that as well. Next, we have the Catch Tungsten Jack Slap Blade. I'm not super huge on using blades, but we will take it out and look at it, and perhaps maybe I'll try it. So this is actually a different kind of blade. So most blades that I'm used to, they're very thin, and they've got that heavy weight down at the bottom in the head. And this dude is actually pretty legit, not gonna lie. I actually really like how he's like chunky. Like, whoop. Let's not get hooked here. His belly is chunky. It has a very good weight distribution for how small it is. And as you can see, there are 3 little notches there where you can move that and put it wherever, which one you want. And this nice little tail spin. Perhaps maybe I will try it. I bet you crappie would absolutely destroy this thing. It's all chrome, which is a good color. So maybe I won't throw the blades to the wayside. Maybe this will be a blade that'll change my mind about blades. All right. So last but not least, definitely not least, we have a Bait Lab. What's that say right there on that sticker? You gotta catch it in the right light. Ultimate Strike Baits. And this is a... Alright, so it's a Bait Lab Fire Shad in the Flaming Shiner color. It's like a smaller jerkbait. I actually like it. And it's a little thick. That thing is thick. Look at that. Short and chunky. Nice 1-knock thud in there. Sharp hooks. Very sharp. I like that contrasting from the orange to the yellow and it being see-through body. That is really, really cool. I dig that. Really, really nice looking bait. Ouch. Definitely something I'm going to throw very soon. I might even go tie this on after this video. Please stop hooking me. We have blood. These hooks are very sharp. So that's going to do it for the Monster Bass bag for March and April. Like I said, I waited because I knew that these were going to be different materials. This one, more thick, more durable, but in cold weather will probably have stress cracks and break. And this one being more flimsy, and as you can already see, there are puncture marks in the bag, which I'm not really happy about. I would want something that didn't look like it's been through hell and back before I even got to use it myself and put it through hell and back. So hopefully, maybe with the trial and errors that they're going through, this material might not be the greatest in the winter, but it may be overall the better bag. As I had said, they are beat up. So let me know what you thought of March and April. Which one did you think was better? Which bag material did you think was better? If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe button. If it's red, it's the wrong color. Go ahead and turn that gray for me. I would very much appreciate that. And as always, thanks for sticking with me, and I'll catch you all later.